The Cauvery river water dispute has been an extremely long pending one between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, one that we've seen for over 4 decades now. Year after year, farmers from both states continue to fight for the water of the river Kaveri, but unfortunately, 4 decades down the lane, has there been any respite for the farmers? Well, clearly not. The Supreme Court, in fact, is supposed to be hearing the matter to resolve the dispute between both the states, but on ground, the situation remains grim for farmers from both the southern states. We're bringing you this ground report from a protest site over here in the heart of Mysuru at the KRS Dam, which is where all the farmers have gathered, and they're going to be sharing their woes with us. Joining us right now is an independent MLA from Melkote, Darshan Puttanaya, who's been at the front of these protests for the farmers. Let's take this across to him. I want to ask you this. The water wars that we're seeing between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu is not new to both the states. We've been seeing it going on for years together now. There's not been any concrete solution that, the courts or governments have managed to find. What are you really expecting? How hopeful are you that with the matter reaching the Supreme Court, there's going to be some resolution for both states?
Like twofold. One is immediate resolution, where we have to stop the water because there's scarcity of water and we need water for drinking purposes. We're not even asking water for irrigation, primarily for drinking purposes. The second one is the longer term permanent solution is what we should be thinking about, not again next year this time, but rather this right now. We'll put the current issue at rest and then figure out a way to put this issue at rest forever. Mm-hmm. Right? So when I say forever, it does take a little bit. According to us, there are two things that we need to do to put this issue to rest. First one is we have to go ahead with the Mekedatu Dam construction. I think we'll have to convince and get the approval from the proper authorities. Second, we also have to educate the farmers and the different departments here in Karnataka need to work together, try to understand what our weather patterns were for the last 20 years, 30 years, and then come up with a prediction of what it would be in the next year too. Then also educate the farmers with what kind of crops they should be planting based on the availability of water, based on the prediction models that they have built. Mm-hmm. So these are different things that we'll have to change and adopt to the changing conditions of the climate. Mm-hmm. That's the longer term solution. Immediately what we are requesting is stop the water, understand that we're asking water for drinking. Tamil Nadu is asking water for irrigation purposes. Plus, they also have another monsoon coming up in October.
You mentioned the Mekedatu project. That's something that Tamil Nadu has vehemently opposed in courts, and they've been very vocal about the issue. So, how much do you really think it is a possibility? Because we've seen that, while there's been a demand for it from Karnataka, it's unlikely that Tamil Nadu is going to let this go through.
Yeah, I think the experts need to come and take, really just walk the grounds here and understand what's actually happening and how do you put this issue to rest. You in your opening remark, you said it's been 4 decades. We don't want this to pass this issue to our children. Mm-hmm. We have to put this to rest. So this is one of the solutions. If they have an alternative solution, let them come up with it. Mm-hmm. Let them suggest with this, right? So here is X amount of water that's coming to us in this region. We have to give them X amount of water. Here is how much irrigated land is. They have X amount of irrigated land, X amount of population, drinking water purposes. Let's actually do the math.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to ask you, of course, while you come from the background of a farmer family, you are a politician yourself. Evidently, there seems to be a lack of political will today from any of the parties concerned over here, whether it's the Congress, the BJP, or the JDS for that matter, because years have gone by. We've seen in Tamil Nadu as well as in Karnataka, parties have come and gone, but farmers continue to suffer.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's the case in India, right? So I think they say farmers are the backbone, but unfortunately, they are the ones who are actually their backs have been broken. So we have to figure out a way to strengthen the back, and so that we can strengthen India as a whole. Mm-hmm. The farmers are going to be at the thick of it. Mm-hmm. So there's a multitude of problems. Mm-hmm. If you have to dissect what problems farmers have. Different regions have different farmers. At the basic level, they are financially unstable. They are not able to make ends meet. They're always in debt. So there's a saying in Kannada, it's a Raita saldale udtane, saldale saitane. So we need to get them out of that. So how do you help them financial with the financial literacy? Spend them, make sure that they spend less. Make sure we actually create a system where they can actually make more money. Help them with the financial literacy piece. So there's a multitude of problems that we'll have to address. It's just not one thing that we can do to fix this issue.
As an independent MLA, how do you view this? Because we've seen that every time an issue like this comes up that concerns the huge farming community in states like Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, that politics is being played. The BJP blames the Congress for not doing enough. The Congress says that during the BJP's tenure, they had the political will because it was a double-engine government, but they didn't really do enough. As an independent Emily, how do you really view this? Do you think that there needs to be, politics needs to be kept aside at least at a time like this, and parties need to, unite to come together for the cause of the farmers?
Yeah, I think we should keep the blame game aside. Uh, Take this issue head on, and like you said, we'll have to set aside our political views and then get together and solve these issues, right? So people actually, the citizens of our country elect officials to bring about the right changes and help them live a good life. So we have to take that responsibility seriously. Not that I'm suggesting they're not, but I'm saying I think we just need to put across, set aside our political views and then get together and help solve these. This is a major issue. It's just not one region; it's throughout the country. Right. So we have to figure out a way to make this right for the farmers. There are definitely many attempts, but I think we'll have to collectively figure out a way to solve this problem.
Lastly, we spoke with farmers yesterday in the region of Mandya, Srirangpatna, and Mysore City, several other places as well. They are an angry lot, and they say that they are going to escalate their agitations if their demands are not met, and that the government should not reach a point where they'll have to face the wrath of the farmers. I want to ask you, what next for the farmers? How are you going to agitate? How are you going to take forward your fight?
So we are actually waiting for the verdict. I hope it comes today. The case is heard today. Based on that, we'll make the right moves. Regardless of what the outcome is, one thing that we are trying to get ready is to file a writ petition in the Supreme Court. So we are working with a couple of our experienced lawyers, some of our leaders who have been in this fight for a long time. They have done this in the past, so we're taking their expertise and trying to put that across.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, of course, questions being raised about whether it's a lack of political will, whether the matter is too complex, that for 4 decades now we've not been able to find a solution to this, or whether, in fact, farmers in the state of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are really ever going to see, the light of the day, whether they're going to have some respite or not. Well, all of this now, of course, would be in the hands of the Supreme Court that would be hearing the matter, and we'll keep continuing to bring you these ground reports. Do stay tuned. In Mysuru, with video journalist Sunil, this is Neha Hebali reporting for Times Now.